eso se cerró todo.
No, puede ser, puede ser.
Ahí está, ahí está. Ahí
Ahí
volvió.
Ahora
Ahí
sí.
está. Recording.
Menos mal, porque me dio... Eso sí, se perdió todo lo que veníamos leyendo, así que vamos a tener que leer otra vez.
Pero qué lástima. Y no.
Breaker rooms, please wait to
Que
be
me preocupa que se
assigned.
fue Candela.
¿Qué?
Se fue a la
Que se
otra,
fue
se
Candela.
fue a la otra. Se fue a la
No.
otra room.
No, porque yo los veo acá. Bueno, no importa. sigan,
Tazadela,
sigan, please.
sos una voz en el...
Aprovechó.
Una voz, ¿no?
Aproveché
Por eso
para
está ahí.
volver.
Ah, en Daniela, en Daniela.
Parece
Yo
otro
les
nombre.
dije que las breaker rooms no eran buena idea.
No, hay que tener otra cuenta de Zoom.
Que
Eso
cada
es lo
uno
que
tenga
tenemos.
su aula.
Es verdad. Dale, sigamos. Please,
No.
go on.
No, ahora no quiero. Nah, está bien. Very good. So we have to read it all over again.
Okay.
Andrea, can you read it again?
Okay. Jose Perez is a website designer. He's thinking about starting his own business, and yesterday evening, he went to a talk given by the local Business Connect office, which gives information to entrepreneurs. No me acuerdo si era así. Look at Jose's notes, entrepreneurs. Look at Jose's notes and match the heading in the box with the correct summary in the notes.
Very good. So we're going to read all the headings, and you're going to tell me if you can guess what was it. What was it about? What, Maria, can you read this here?
Yes, setting up, liability,
No,
management,
sorry. What does it mean to set up something?
and to start.
Yes,
Prepare.
very good. Who else is there? Natalia.
Natalie.
There
Hi,
is
how are you?
Natalia.
Sorry, I have to attend classes with Daniela, but I cannot find the chat with Daniela. I don't know. This is the
We don't actually. We don't know. Or,
I will.
No, we
Natalia.
have a breakout room. Everyone who wants to join me.
Okay.
Natalia.
Don't worry. You follow on with the class and the lesson, and I will direct the people. Don't worry.
Very good.
Yeah.
And it's go on,
Yeah.
not following on. Very good.
Go on.
It's
Go on. You go on, please.
yes, like the song. My heart will go on.
Go on.
Okay.
Yo soy la cantante, the singer of the group, but
Do you know the song?
there is a... Of course.
I still believe that my heart will go on.
Yeah.
Thomas, we are never going to do a song.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to.
We are never going to what?
To do an exercise with a song.
Yes.
We serve it.
We will.
Yes,
Not with
because
me.
we are
Yes.
so
Why
good.
don't?
Well,
Really,
very
why
good.
not?
Well, sorry, no, I'm not. You caught me off guard. So very
Go
good.
on,
So,
please. Go on.
okay, you're distracting me. Andrea,
Okay.
can you read this one here? Be careful with it.
Which one? Management?
Management, yes.
Management?
And who else is there? Oh yeah. Very good, Griselda. This one here.
Capital.
Capital. What is capital?
The assets
Money?
of the company.
It could be the assets, the money. It can also be the capital city of something, but that's not related. So it's unnecessary. Maria, this one here.
Tax.
Yes,
Yes.
tax.
Remember
me-
that no taxis.
No
Reminds
taxi.
me of Griselda's anecdote. Because she had lots of problems with taxes.
Oh,
And I
Poor
thought it was a
Griselda.
taxi driver, and no, it's taxes from
no.
the
No.
IRS.
I say a fifth taxis.
Ah, AFIP taxes.
Adela, you miss a lot of
Of fun.
misunderstanding. Doctor and doctor,
Thomas.
taxis and taxis.
Doctor,
Taxes, taxes, yes.
The problem is that taxes in plural
It's
and
the same.
taxes in plural, they both have the same pronunciation. And so you need context. Exactly the same pronunciation. Very good. So, Karen, can you read this one
Yes.
here?
Yes. Employment staff.
Employing staff.
Employing staff.
Staff. There are several forms of pronouncing staff, so we'll just leave it like that. What is staff? Karen.
The people that are working in somewhere, employing staff.
Staff. Can
A
you give
group
me a
of-
synonym for staff?
Group of people.
employees.
Employees. Very good. It can also be personnel. That sounds more
Ah,
sweeter.
Person.
I didn't know.
Human
Personnel
resources.
can also be. Human resources, I hate that one, but it's true.
Personnel.
Very
Well,
good.
but it's a synonym.
Griselda, the
Yes.
final one.
Yes, profit losses.
Losses. So what is the
Losses.
what is the profit?
They are the benefits.
The benefits,
Money?
yes.
Yes, and losses, debits.
Debts. Yes, it can also be debts as well. It can also be losing money in many ways.
Yes,
So we're going to start reading that. It's a note about being a sole trader. Very good. Gisela, can you read the first one here?
okay. It is very easy to start the business and you can begin to trade immediately. The owner does not need to register with other than HM Revenue and Customs, which is the government department that collects tax.
Very good. So which could be this one here?
Setting up.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry,
setting up.
what did
yeah.
you say?
Setting up.
I cannot hear you well,
Do you
but I
want
think
to
you
put
said
in the
setting
jumbo?
up, was it?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. Do you
Not
want
sure.
me to write it?
Can you write it? Very good. Do it.
Yes.
And Grisela, it's immediately.
Immediately. Okay.
Immediately. Forget about this E and just say what it comes. Just
Immediately.
follow your heart and
Immediately.
say immediately. Setting up. Very good.
Yes.
Setting up. Setting up can also mean to stage something, but that's not related. It's just an FYI. Very good. So, setting up. Okay, Andrea. B1 here.
The owner is completely responsible for the business. If the business fails, the owner is fully responsible for all the business debts. Profit, losses.
Yeah, the problem with profit and losses is that it's a little bit confusing, that option
Can be
from the book because there are several that can be considered a losses, or it can also be liability as well,
Liability.
because
Ah,
you are
okay.
responsible for your own business and you cannot blame anyone, which is what
Yes.
people tend to do. They tend to blame
Yes.
everyone. Okay, can you write it down? I think it's liability.
Okay.
But
Yes.
it can also be losses. But this is the word that it's the key word, responsible. The owner is completely responsible for the business.
Responsible.
Completely responsible.
You're a lawyer, so if you have a law firm, you are responsible for your own business. I think you're all lawyers, right? Not
Right?
Yes.
not accountants.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
No.
No.
Oh,
They are also responsible for their own business.
No.
If the business fails, the owner is fully responsible for all the debts here. It can also be loss as well. So can you turn over to the next page? Very good. Liability and setting up.
Okay.
Maria, can you read letter C here?
Yes. If the business does well and makes money, that money belongs to the owner. But if the business does badly, the owner bears all the losses.
Ahí va profits.
Yes, profit and losses.
Very good. Okay, so put it right there, profit and losses.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Very good, profit and losses. And D, who else is there? Karen.
yes. The owner runs the business himself or herself and does not have a boss. You can pay other people to work for you if you start to get busy, but you will remain the boss. The boss, sorry.
The boss, yes. The boss,
Management.
the boss, yes, management. You're right. There are several pronunciations as regards the word boss. It depends on where, if you're from Canada, if you're from the USA, Australia, Britain, it doesn't matter. But it can be boss or boss. It's actually a
thank
Dutch word,
Okay.
but you will remain the boss. You're the boss. I love
Yes.
I am
Yes.
the boss.
Yeah. It feels good when someone calls you boss.
My boss is crazy because I myself.
Very good, nice. It's a
I
family
fight
business.
all the time.
That's
Yes.
another type of business, family business.
Family
Sorry,
business.
who did you say was your boss?
Herself.
Herself.
But-
She's
I thought she
oh,
said
boss.
her father.
oh,
No.
myself.
Herself. Interesting. Well,
So
it's-
I have a crazy boss because we are discussing all the time. It's insoportable.
it's well, you could say unbearable as well. But
Verbal, okay.
that's unbearable. But that depends because it has a different connotation, but it can also be used for this, unbearable.
Unbearable.
I think insufferable is also possible, insufferable, which we have it in Spanish, so there is no need for any. Right, and
Soy insufrible como jefa, pero
yes. Very good. So what
quiero
about
trabajar
D?
y descansar at the same time.
The same time. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. That's a new phrase for me. Very good. What about letter D?
It was management, but I can write because I am in the cell phone.
Yes, yes. Jamboard in Android, it's a nightmare. So who wants to
Yes.
write it down? Karen said management.
All right, if you want.
Yes, please.
Yes. And
Ah.
don't forget about the
Thank
E.
you.
No, it was there.
Be careful with the middle E.
Se me fue una E.
No,
Ahí está.
megamente no.
Management.
I've never seen that movie. Right, and letter E. Who do I have to pick? Daniela, well, she's busy, so we'll go with Andrea.
The owner runs the business himself or herself and does not have a boss. You can pay other people to work for you if you... Ah, eso ya lo leyeron.
We have already read
Yes.
it. I was
E,
asking you
sorry.
to read letter E.
Yes, yes. You must register with HM Revenue and Customs within 3 months of starting the business. If you make a profit, you will have to pay part of it to the government.
So that concludes Griselda's doubts. You still have to register yourself. And
Yes,
that's the
but it's
pronunciation, register.
easier.
Register.
Register.
And immediately register. Very good. Revenue and customs. Do we have to register anywhere here in Argentina if we want to set up a business as sole traders
Of course, AFIP.
Yes.
in a FIP? Right.
Little fifth.
ARBA here in Buenos Aires.
Yes.
Buenos Aires, we
Yes.
have ARBA. I don't know, San Luis.
Arba. How do you
Yeah.
spell it?
ARB larga A.
You have to say it in English. But
What
well,
is
ARBA.
A.
Come on,
It's
you have to
like
say it in
renta?
English.
Do you have the same at San Luis?
It's like rentas in San Luis?
Yes.
I
It
don't
is
know.
rentas, yes.
Yes,
And ingresos brutos.
You're so
Hmm.
brutal.
yes, indeed.
Sorry, but it's a different one with each province.
No,
Yes.
no, it's the same.
Okay.
It's the same,
same
but the
one.
different
Different
Very
name.
good.
Yes, the name is
Yes.
different, but it's the same thing.
Ah,
Yes.
Se
Sí,
chupan la
igual.
sangre
it's the
Yes.
same.
en cualquier
It's the
provincia.
same goddess, different face.
Yes.
Very good. Letter F. Ay, ¿quién más? Sorry, I don't have many people here. I need more. We have,
We are always
well,
the
Maria.
same.
Okay.
We
So,
used to have more people.
no, why?
No, why? We are the best.
We
Excellent.
sing.
Excellent. We are the,
No,
we
but
are
we need
the
more people so that
champions.
many more can read.
We are the
Very good.
world.
Letter F, Maria.
We are the same.
The owner's word is final. The owner has full control over how he or she runs the business. And
The
Yeah,
business
no,
here. No, sorry, but I think this one
I
is
think it's
liability.
management.
Mm,
I don't know.
Oh, yes.
I think.
The word is final.
No, sorry, it's not. The owner has full
Management,
control.
I think.
Management. I think so.
Management.
Very good.
management, I think.
Management, yes.
Employing and staff is the other one.
Have you ever
Okay.
seen the
Yes.
show?
Oh,
No,
yes.
sorry, not that one.
Employing
Yes.
staff. Okay.
Employment staff, yes.
Employing
sorry.
staff. So,
Ah.
for instance, do you employ staff in your business?
No,
If
No,
any one of you
Mm.
works in a law firm,
I don't.
I don't.
Maria employs
Ma.
the staff, I think.
No.
Don't
I
you, Maria? No?
My partner employs staff. I don't.
Important
equity
difference.
partner.
Equity
I
partner.
have a partner too, but not staff.
Okay.
I work on my own business.
Very good. So you cook and you clean and you bring the coffee.
All.
Hola.
I do all.
Everything. There is no, she's not fully busy. She still remains the boss. Very good. Who else is there? Griselda, letter D.
Yes, the owner uses his or her personal money or borrows from friends or relatives. Bank can be reluctant to offer a loan to a new sole trader. You need a good business plan, and the bank will want security over your personal assets to make sure you repay the loan. So it is Capital.
Capital. Very good. Can
We'll
you
write
write it?
it down.
Can you write it down?
Yes. Wait, sorry.
Right. The owner's word is final. Do we also need here a good business plan in order to get a loan from the bank?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
I don't understand what it means
don't
here,
know.
but I think it means that you have to show that you can make money with it. Very good. If you want security over your personal assets to make sure
Yes.
you repay the loan, Griselda, it means it's reluctant with an R.
Reluctant. And what means reluctant? I don't know.
When you
Reluctant.
reject something, when you
Reticente.
yes,
Reluctant.
yes, reticente,
Me
reacio,
sonaba eso, sí.
yes, reluctant, yes, very good. When you are not
Tense.
how can I put it?
Eligible. Eligible.
Yes, if you're not eligible for a loan, the bank can be reluctant to offer a loan if you cannot show that you have a business idea that can make money. That's what it means with capital. Very good. Okay, so well, that concludes this exercise, and we have another one here with phrasal, with colloquial, not colloquial, with idioms, or sorry, with phrasal verbs. Can you go to page number 4, the next one, the next frame?
Okay.
This case, I'm not sure how much you know about it, but it's important because you need to remember the correct preposition. Are you there? Andrea, can you read the assignment?
Yes.
Fill in the gaps with the correct preposition.
Correct preposition. So for instance, here, to register what? Someone.
For?
For. Yes.
No.
Two.
No.
Is there the option with no preposition at all? Or
No,
not?
all of them have a preposition you need to remember.
Okay.
You can go back and read a little bit because they are all here.
Could it be with?
Yes, with. Very good. Can you write it down? To register with someone, and that's actually new for me. So yeah,
Yes.
it's also new for me.
Two.
Yes.
Okay.
With someone, I do know that. Very good. To be responsible. This is easy. To be responsible.
Four.
Or
For.
Write it down, Griselda.
Okay.
Sorry, have you ever seen this acronym?
No.
Yes.
yes.
Where?
No, yes.
This is the abbreviation.
Abbreviation, yes.
Word. Abbreviation of word.
Of
Or
what?
something.
Yeah.
Something, yes. It's a way to to make it shorter, you will find it very often in, I'm not sure, in texting, in mobile phone, when you're texting on your mobile phone, when you're
Okay.
posting a message on Twitter. And well, that could be also for this here, but this is more formal. So we're going to go with something.
Something.
Yes.
And another one here, to do something, what?
Of
A period of time.
period of time.
No.
To do something.
For.
No, because you need a preposition,
From.
another preposition.
From.
From. From.
No, sorry, let me just
I think it's
check it.
on.
I think it's for a.
It should
Yes.
be for a.
For a.
Yes.
For a. Period of time.
During. It's not a preposition.
Well, we can go with for a period of time, which can be possible. I'm still trying to find the collocations. Sorry. You're awfully quiet today.
Do you want me to sing?
Yes,
No.
yes, please.
No, sorry, is that I am used to students talking. But it's something that you,
Well, Thomas, it is for a period of time, clearly.
yes, it can,
Okay. Next one, please.
yes. Here I think I miswrote it. It should be within a period of
Within.
time.
Within a period of time.
Within. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. So it's within a period of time.
Okay.
Pues, Vanessa Maldonado.
Yes, yes.
Here,
Don't worry.
to have security, what?
Over.
On.
Over.
Who said over?
Andrea.
Andrea.
Andrea, can you write it down? Over.
Oh. Wow. Me encanta cómo lo pronuncias.
Over.
Yes.
I can't.
No, you can't do it. You just need the
I
will.
have to practice.
Very good. To borrow something, this is very
From.
From.
yes,
From.
from someone. So, Griselda, can you write it down? Hello, Vanessa.
Okay.
Hello, Vanessa.
Hello.
Hi,
Vanessa.
I'm trying to send you to seminar 1,
Seminar
How are
one,
you?
yes.
or you may
Are
choose
you,
that.
are you okay, Tommy? Better.
Yes. Yes.
Very good.
A bit soft.
Wash and
I
wear.
can wash and
Yeah,
wear.
they are. He's alive.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. It's important to be alive.
Yeah. So- yeah,
Okay.
well, very good to borrow something from someone. Have you ever borrowed something from someone? Maybe money?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, that's a
A
very
book.
generic
but
question.
they
Books.
Books.
don't return
Yes.
it.
No, never borrow books.
No.
Oh,
Never. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Mistake.
Goodbye, Vanessa.
goodbye, Vanessa.
Bye, Vanessa.
Bye, bye, Vanessa.
So good. Goodbye. Very good to borrow something from someone. To belong, what?
To
To-
someone.
To someone.
To someone, yes.
As your dog.
It can
That
be,
belongs to
Exactly.
in order to make it a little bit more romantic, which other preposition can you add? Can you use?
With.
With
With,
también.
yes, with someone. That's a beautiful thought. To belong with someone.
Ah, macho.
Yes, we are very romantic.
Sorry?
That
We
we
are
are
lawyers.
romantic.
We are
Romantic
lawyers. We don't
today.
have romantic parts.
But have you ever seen that it's in songs or in a movie or maybe in a book when you belong with
In a
someone?
movie. In a movie, yes.
So you belong
Okay.
with someone.
We belong together. That can also be,
Yes.
you can just erase the preposition and add together and it still be correct. Very good.
Okay.
So to have control, what?
On
Of something.
No.
On.
Over, on,
Of something.
Who said over?
Over too.
over,
On.
But who said over?
On.
Andrea.
Andrea.
Yeah, very good.
Andrea.
It's
It's my
to
word
have
today.
control
Very good.
over something.
Yes.
Andrea, you're
Yeah,
To
in
have
Sometimes.
control over
Very good.
something.
But I thought you would be the one interested because many people always want to have control over anything at all. And we teachers
Over.
constantly want to have control over what's happening.
So Thomas is not to have control on something. Control on is not correct. You say.
No, but it's not control on. It's actually
Okay.
control over. In this case,
Over,
it could be
okay.
control over the students.
Okay. Oh, Andrea, for you too.
It could
Because
be.
Andrea is a teacher, you know.
So that's why to have control over something.
Over.
You could be that something. Very good. Okay, can you go to the next page? This is another activity because we need to make time as if we were in a football match. Okay, number 3. Sorry, it's a very old joke that I use. Here, Karen, can you read the assignment?
Yes. Jose Perez is talking about the disadvantage of being a sole trader. Using your knowledge of collocation and prepositions, correct the language below.
Yes, very good. So, Maria, can you read a little bit?
Yes, I considered all advantages and disadvantages when I created my business, and in the end, I opted B to a type business in which I am called a sole trader. It is easy to operate, and you don't need to register. D to anyone except the tax authorities. As I am the sole owner, I am entitled E for all the profits that the business F earns. But if things go wrong, I G take all the losses. I have H unrestricted liability for the debts of the business, which means that my I own assets are at risk if I can't pay my creditors. I borrowed money, J, with the bank, and they now have security, K, for my house.
Interesting. Which could be the name for this idea, to have security for and
Warranty.
the warranty as well. Yes,
Yes.
it's like an insurance policy is what they call it. This is interesting. My own assets are at risk. That's a new
Yes.
one for me. Do we have any expression like that in Spanish?
Sí, respondes con tu propio patrimonio.
Sí, con tu ingreso personales, tus bienes personales.
Ah, right. So here we have to, it's the same text, but we have to add the correct expression because he's misusing the language
okay.
a lot. And it really hurt writing it down. So, for instance, Griselda, you're going to start reading, and you're going to tell us which is the correct one. Or, sorry, no, I'm going to choose who is going to say the correct one.
Okay, I know the first one.
Well, don't spoil the surprise.
I consider all advantage and disadvantage when I start up
No,
Set up.
it's correct, but it's not the term that I'm searching for.
Set up. Set up. Yes, set up.
Yes. Very good. Can you, who can write it down? When I set up my business. Very good. It's not set up, it's set up.
Set up.
My internet connection wasn't good.
Very
Do
good.
you-
So it's
do you
set up
hear me?
my business. Can you go on reading?
Yes. In the end, I opt B, a type business in which I am called a sole trader.
I opted.
Shall I continue?
What? No,
B.
I'm asking you which is the correct preposition. Uh-huh.
Four.
Maria.
Four.
Four, very good. Uh-huh. Who can write it down? Unknown. I don't actually know anymore.
Cannot write it because I'm the self.
Very good. So it's for a type of business. Go on reading, Griselda.
Word in which I am called a type business in which I am called a sole trader.
Yes.
It is easy to see.
Uh-huh. Karen,
I-
what goes in letter C?
It is easy to. I don't know. To start.
Maybe manage.
Manage. Yes, I think it's manage. But
Very
I'm
good.
not
It's
sure.
managed. Right.
Yes.
Very good. Sorry, my cat. Okay, can you write down manage? Very good.
And you don't need to register.
Remember, which was the correct pronunciation?
Register.
Register.
The stress. The stress.
Register.
Think of the stress.
No, it's register. Remember.
Register.
Register.
The-
In the middle. In the middle. Okay. The stress in the middle.
No, the first one. Register.
No?
Yes.
Register.
Register.
okay.
Register.
Register.
Register
Register.
with
To register.
anyone.
With,
Yeah.
yes.
With
Yes, I think
Anyone.
it was with. Yes. To
Yes.
register with
With.
anyone.
Wait,
And go on reading, Griselda.
Except the tax authorities. As I am the sole owner, I am entitled
Maria.
Two. Entitled to.
yes,
Very good. To all the profits.
that the business F
Andrea.
I'm entitled to all the profits that the business. No, no sé.
business
At the business.
The business. I
Well,
don't know.
We know.
The earns.
Yes.
Earns
Something
is
like
the-
that.
but
the-
it is
It is
after
the-
earn.
well, you could say generate as well.
Generate, yes.
It can also be that one
Okay.
because I don't have the. I don't want to search for the answer, so we can say we can use another new word, generate, which is correct in this
Okay.
context as well. It also be
But
make that the business makes as well or gains.
the
It's the same meaning.
yes. But if things go wrong,
Tougher.
they call the loose.
Suffer, I think.
Yes.
In this case, it's a special expression that we're going to study that in the final frame, and it's incur. It sounds so beautiful to pronounce, but it's
Incur.
awful.
Yes.
It's awful
Incur.
Yes.
to incur a loss.
Incur all the loss. I have liability for the debts of the business.
Very good, Maria.
Full.
Yes. Sorry, it's H. And where is H? Unrestricted. Yes, H. It could be full liability, could be total liability, etc. Because there are
Yes.
many expressions that would go with it.
Complete.
Yes,
Yes.
as well. Go on,
Yes.
Griselda.
Liability for the debts of the business, which means that my assets are at risk.
Personal.
Yes,
Personal.
very good.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Personal assets are at risk. Go on, Griselda.
If I can't pay my creditors, I borrow money to the bank from.
From the bank. Very good.
From.
Write it down, Griselda.
Yes.
From the bank. Yes.
From the bank, and they now have
From the
security
bank.
On.
Oh. Over.
No.
on
No.
over
Over.
my house. Over.
Yes.
Remember,
Yes.
over.
Yeah.
Over.
And it's hard to
Control.
pronounce, so very
Over.
good. Can you go on to the final frame, number 6?
Okay.
And we call it a day, at least for me.
And this for you, because I want to show the toes higher.
Ah,
Okay.
very good. Okay, in this case, this is another activity with correct collocations that I'm not sure if you will be able to guess them all, but I just wanted to
To run a
introduce them
business.
because they are new for me as well. So, partnerships. So, for instance, here, this one, yeah, are you
To
on
run.
number 6?
Yes.
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 To what?
To run a business.
It could be to run a business.
Or
To
start
Which
Fair
up.
enough.
other could be?
To start
To
up
set
a
up.
business.
Fair enough.
The business.
Set up a
Yes.
business. It could be anything
up.
else.
It's up.
Set up.
Yes, we have already established that. Anything else?
Start.
To run a business. Very good. Anything else?
Set up.
To start a business.
To
Yes.
start.
Anything else?
To manage a business.
Yes.
Could also be a manage a business. Anything else? You're not finding the word that I'm searching for.
Oh.
It's actually
Oh.
2 words. It's a
2 words.
collocation. It's no longer
Phrasal
preposition.
verb.
It's a collocation.
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 It's not a preposition that I'm searching for. But you are right.
Okay.
All of them are correct. But it's not the aim of the exercise. So
Okay.
I'm searching for
Okay.
that specific expression. Very good. So can you think of anything else?
Mm.
This is a new one for
Register.
me as well.
Register.
To register a business, very good. But I was actually searching for, and no one would have guessed it. It's to go into business. Because remember that it
okay.
doesn't have a
To
preposition
go.
before.
Start up. To start up a business.
Yeah, it can
To
also
start up a
be.
business.
It can
okay.
also be, but a new one for me, it's to go into business.
To go into business.
It's a new one for
Okay.
me as well. I do know. Okay.
Okay.
This one here, illegal, and you're going to say anything. So
Advice.
legal
It's
advice, very good.
Documents.
Proposal.
Legal what?
Offer.
Legal offer, yes. Legal advice,
Yes.
yes.
Proposal.
Legal offer. What is legal offer?
A
Legal
job.
document.
Yeah.
Yes, legal document.
Related with job or document. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is that you're
Contract.
never going to guess the word that I'm searching for.
Oh.
So sorry, but it's I invented this exercise. It's not from the book.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Okay,
Ninguna
so it's
respuesta será
very
correcta.
difficult.
ninguna respuesta será correcta.
Ah,
No, well, but it can also be a brainstorm of different.
Entity.
Oh, sorry. What happened?
sorry, it
Sorry.
was me.
Entity.
Entity. Yes, because I just
A
wrote
legal
it.
entity. Okay.
Oh, I remember.
Very good.
Oh.
Legal entity. What could be a legal entity?
A business.
Society.
Partnership.
A business.
Business.
Partnership, business society. Very good. Anything else? A law firm can be a legal entity.
Yes.
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 Anything else that can be a legal entity. Basically, anything that you can think of can be a legal entity. Almost. It's a new one for me as well. And this is a very specific one. And it can
make-
be
To make a decision.
To
to make a
take
decision.
a
Very
Take.
good. Write it down.
To take. To take.
It can also be to
decision.
take a decision as well. But it's
No.
to make a decision. And in this case, it's a collocation to make a decision
Ah, okay.
rather than to do a decision. But it could be also to take a decision as well. Although I'm not sure. So, but let's go with make a decision. The phrase to make a decision, you can find it in a song, Fast Car. You can go on YouTube and search for it. To what I just told you in the previous frame.
Pay.
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 To incur.
To incur, yes.
Incur.
Incur a
yes.
debt. That's a new one for me. Who wants to write it down? Who can write it down?
I can.
Incur. Oh, be careful.
Incur.
To incur
Yes.
a debt. All right, all of you say it.
Debt.
Incur.
Incur.
Incur a debt.
Incur.
It sounds sweet to
Incur a
pronounce,
debt.
but it's actually awful when you incur a debt. Very good. To incur a debt. Very good. So here, there are many that can go. And in this case, I'm going to give you a hint. It's a verb. You're so quiet.
They are thinking.
Thinking.
Right. Sorry, I told you I'm used to noise. That's why it's so silent.
Ah, now he is the face-to-face teacher, that's why.
Ah, right. Yes, I had to spend
Sorry.
half an hour shutting people up. So,
Ah, but they are lawyers. They're very organized people.
To make a payment.
Proceeded.
it could be
to
to make a payment,
To make payment.
proceeded to.
but let me give you another hint. It doesn't go with no preposition before payment.
With no preposition.
It goes
Okay.
with
Okay.
nothing before payment. It's
Okay,
just
okay.
it's just a verb, a
Okay.
simple verb.
Simple verb. A simple
Sorry,
verb.
let me give you. It can be. It's the
Issue.
synonym for the word request. Give me a synonym
Require.
for the word
Payment.
request.
Require.
Request payment.
Fire.
No, give me a
Request.
synonym for the word request.
Ah,
To ask.
To ask, yes. Anything
that's
else?
for.
To ask for, but remember that
Ask
it doesn't
for,
have.
yes.
It has
To
no
purchase.
preposition.
Supply.
To search.
Make payment.
No,
Apply.
it has no preposition, and it's not make payment.
Make
Okay.
payment now. To
Require.
Fulfill.
Fulfill now.
Search.
Think of a synonym for the word request. To request when you ask for something.
Solicit.
To solicit
Solicit.
payment.
Solicit,
It can
solicit.
actually be solicit payments, but it's not the word that I'm searching for.
Claim payment.
It can also be
Mm.
claim payments, but it's not that word.
Okay.
Always
A
think
word.
about this word here, a synonym for it.
Yes.
Request.
No, well,
request
I'm in
payment.
English teaching mode, so you're gonna have to
48.
deal with it.
I don't
Oh.
know.
Do you give up?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, come on, don't be so easy. Try to think of a synonym for request. When you request something, you can also, as well as requesting payment, you can demand payment.
Ah, that's
Ah.
it.
I told you, it's a
Okay.
synonym for the word request. I demand payment. And in this case, it goes with, the book says that it goes with no preposition. And that's a new one for me as well.
Okay.
And this one, it's interesting. To, a dispute.
To
What
start.
goes? Sorry?
Start.
Start.
To finish.
To finish? No. No.
Start a dispute. To issue.
Many words could actually go there, but sorry,
Right.
which was your answer, Grisela?
Issue.
Issue.
Issue,
issue
dispute,
a
as in
dispute.
when you start proceedings.
A start. Exactly. Yes.
No, it's not to issue a
To
dispute.
start a dispute.
Think of when do you people
To solve,
work in
to solve,
mediation?
to solve a dispute.
Yes,
Mm.
it can also be that one, but I'm searching for another word.
To mediate. I don't know
No.
how to pronounce.
And
No.
I'm not sure if mediate it exists.
No.
There's the word for it.
Exists.
I'm not sure.
Begin.
No,
It's
Begin.
to solve a dispute. It's correct. Very good. But I'm searching for another expression that could go here.
To intermediates. I don't know how. Inventando.
No. Intermediate is an adjective. It's not of a. Well. Let's write it down. To solve a dispute. It's okay.
Yes.
To solve a dispute. Okay.
Solve a
Yes.
dispute is okay. Anything else? It can it go with any other verb? God, it's so hard.
No.
To finish.
Trust me, but I thought it would actually be rather easy.
No, but the thing is that they cannot be presented with the vocabulary.
Yes,
So
well,
they are
but I
trying to
want you
guess.
to at least try to elicit
We
a little
are
bit.
trying.
We try.
Yes, you're trying. Very good. Really good. To solve a dispute.
To
Very good. And in this case, for
Oh.
instance, let me solve this one. It could also be to resolve.
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 Ah,
And this one is going to have
Casi.
to
Almost.
a dispute. There is another expression that could go here.
To start a dispute. To
No.
serve. To issue. To.
It can
Bueno,
also be to
efectivamente.
issue, but it's not the word that I'm searching for.
set up.
Sorry?
Set up.
How would
No,
you set
but-
up a dispute? It's a new one.
I don't know.
You set up a
I'm
dispute.
guessing.
¿Por qué no?
You want to start
In
a
this way,
dispute?
we are making a dispute here right now.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we have to start finishing. So let me just show you that you could say
Where is it?
to settle a
Settle.
dispute.
To settle. Okay.
And that's a
Okay.
rather common verb when you say let's settle this.
Mhm, yes.
Or when the client settles, when you're doing
Yeah.
the proceedings and you settle for an amount of money. But in this case, it means exactly the same as to resolve a dispute or to solve a dispute. It's correct. Very good. All of you, very good. You know it.
Very good.
Very good. And this can also be hard to a partnership.
Break.
To
Sorry.
break a partnership.
To go
yes.
into?
No.
Yes.
But to break a partnership is rather very close. But I'm searching, and this is a verb as well.
Go into?
It's just a word.
Just one word. Okay.
Just one word. It's not a phrasal verb.
What did you say, Andrea?
Break.
She
Break.
said break.
Mm.
It's okay to break a partnership, but I'm searching for another word that it's more formal. When you
More
say,
formal.
instead of breaking
Oh,
a
my-
partnership, you would with a partnership.
To leave.
To what?
Leave. Dejar. A
To leave a
partnership.
partnership. To quit, that would be, yes. It could be.
Quit.
It could be,
Finish.
but it's not the word that I'm searching for.
¿Estamos comenzando la partnership o finalizándola?
Finishing it.
Divide.
La pista.
You're
Divide.
ending it.
To.
When you end a partnership,
Yes.
what happens when
Yeah.
two people break apart?
Break up.
Break up.
Liquidate.
It's not
Liquidate.
formal.
I
It's not
think-
formal.
I think it could actually be liquidate, but I'm not sure. That would mean when you go into bankruptcy. But I think it
Yeah.
could be correct, but it's not the word that I'm
Dissolving. Dissolving.
Not the word.
dissolving.
Dissolve.
Very good. Who wants to? Can you
Dissolve.
write it down,
Thank
Andrea?
Very good, Andrea.
Very good.
Yes.
No
Bien.
me salía la palabra en castellano.
Ah, yes. When you break something apart, sometimes you
Me
dissolve
decía
it.
formar, formar.
Dissolve.
Algo de romper, pero formal. ¿Qué sé?
Yes, to
Dissolver.
dissolve it. Very good. To dissolve a partnership.
Me perdí con la
Very
palabra.
good.
dissolve.
To the.
Pero-
And the final one is very
ING?
easy.
No.
No.
ING, no.
It's not ing.
Yes, I know. Esperen que no puedo escribir. Estoy en la pantalla y estoy en mi pantalla. No puedo escribir.
Sorry, if you wanna, I can finish it.
Okay.
To dissolve
Yes, please. No sé
with
por qué no puedo
double
escribir.
S. Very good. Very good. To
Yes.
dissolve with double
Dissolve.
double S. It wouldn't be easy.
Double S. Yes.
So, mhm.
So, and final one here. To bankrupt.
Bankrupt.
Phrasal verb.
Bankrupt. Ahora me
No,
gustó
No,
cómo
it's
te
just
llamas.
one word. It's
One
just a
word.
verb.
A verb. Go,
To what?
to go.
Go.
Very
Yes.
good. Can you write it down?
Could it be to be?
To be bankrupt as well. Very good. Can it also be another expression?
Become.
Go into. Or
To
something like
become
that.
Go
bankrupt.
into, yeah.
Very good. It can also be. Is there another expression that we can use?
No pasa
To
nada, no.
Go
become
off.
No, no.
bankrupt. To go
Go
bankrupt.
off.
No se.
What do you mean go off?
Go off. And something like that.
To end up
Or
bankrupt?
go into. Or go into.
No, it's to
No?
go
Okay.
bankrupt. It's not the same as to go into business. It's to
Okay.
go bankrupt.
Mhm.
You could go into bankruptcy.
Oh, yes.
That could
Okay.
be, but not
Okay.
bankrupt, because that's an adjective. You need a noun to go into bankruptcy. Very good. So go, be, become. Very good. So today has been a lot of work, and I hope you liked it. And it's new for me, so I also found
Thank
it
you, Thomas.
interesting.
Thank you, Thomas.
And now I'm going to leave you with Adela. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
what is that?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Titi.
Are you ready, Adela?
Okay, Thomas, but please remain there because I want you also to understand this the dynamics of the hire for your
Yes.
students.
Yes, the thing is
Can
that I
you-
have to go to the bathroom.
You may, you are allowed by me, but then return, please. Okay, so I'm going to share another thing. Yes, Stop sharing. Yes. I sent you the paper related to the listening
Yes.
part. Did you receive it?
Yes.
Okay, where is it? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. The options.
Continue.
Capaz que lo tiene que hacer él.
I did. Okay,
Yes.
let's see the document. The listening.
Yes.
Okay, share screen. TOEFL Higher practice paper. Well, you know that TOEFL Higher has two papers. The 90 minutes paper, which is more or less similar, but not in the same, with the same content. It is similar because it's 90 minutes related to the writing part. And then the listening part, which lasts 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay, there it says 30 to 45 minutes, but my instructions were to take only 30 minutes. Well, they will be 30 to 45 minutes. Well, in case you decide to take it. Well, if not, it's a good practice in the same situation. Okay, paper 2, listening. Let's see. Listening, paper 2, it has section 1. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, section 1, then, because it has 3 sections or 3 listening activities, listening audios. Section 2, wait, good afternoon. It's the same, but I think that in the second part it's better. Section 2, and then section 3. Every time it's repeated. I don't know why. Okay, it's the same, but it's has been scanned twice. Section 3.
Yes. Yes, I think was my printer, but not.
No. Apparently, it's my mistake. Well, so take only one version. Let's see whether we can do one of them at least.
Okay.
Okay, section 1. I will try to run the listening audio. Let's see whether you may listen to it. Are you listening to it? No, sorry, no.
No.
Did you share it with sound?
Yeah. That's it. Again.
This is the listening component
Okay.
of the TOLS
Adela,
higher
could you wait?
examination.
VAT.
I don't
What?
find, could you wait because I don't find the.
Okay, I will wait for you. Yeah.
Sorry, 1 minute.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I would love to show the PDF and run the audio, but I don't know how to do that. Do you know how to do that? Because there are 2 different sources. Okay, but let's see.
No, I don't know.
No, we should first read the assignment.
Okay.
First of all, let's see. There. Okay. First of all, listen to this conversation between a professor of law speaking to a group of law students and answer the following questions. You may answer the questions with a few words or with a full sentence. Remember that assignment from TOEFL 1, which was that in the part where you should write a full sentence. Well, in this case, you may answer with some few words, but they should be coherent or with full sentence. Okay, what post did Tony Blair hold when he decided to reform the English legal system? I don't know. Let's see. Which language has been removed from legal documents in the UK as part of the reform of the court system? Probably
Archaic
Latin.
language.
What?
Sorry,
Thomas?
no. I'm thinking in an automatic way.
You're not what?
Go on.
You're not what?
No, go on, please.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing is that we are trying to guess what is going to follow. So Tony Blair is going to talk probably, or somebody is talking about Tony Blair, and they are going to talk about the English legal system and the languages that are in use in the English legal system. Because when you read, you try to guess what will follow, and then it will help you understand better what they are saying. Okay, in which year was the House of Lords established as the highest court in the UK legal system? In which year? House of Lords, okay. When did the final appeal hearings in the House of Lords take place? When? Probably they are going to talk about history. Which court took over the jurisdiction of the House of Lords on the 1st of October 2009? So something changed in 2009. And that's it. Okay. When? Now we are going to listen to it. Again.
Adela, there is another part.
Yes.
Okay.
6
Let's
to
see,
10.
Let's see. Sorry.
In the page
The
5.
thing is that, okay. That's section 1 again, and then again. Well, which English newspaper published details of the Matthew Fisher case? Matthew Fisher case. Karen, would you like to read?
Yes. Sorry, my internet was off
Okay.
for a minute. Number 7.
Yeah.
Which court awarded Matthew Fisher royalties in 2006?
Royalties.
Number.
Thomas, can you
Royalties.
pronounce it? Thomas, our dictionary. Thomas, tell us.
I'm not a dictionary.
Yes, you
number
are.
7, royalties.
No, ¿cómo es?
Royalties. Royalties.
Royalties.
If you want the
Okay.
fast version, if you want the nice version, you can say royalties.
Royalties. Okay.
It's actually a
Karen,
French word.
go on, please.
Royal.
Number 8, Karen.
How long had Matthew Fisher waited before bringing his claim for royalties? No.
Royalties.
Yes.
Royalties.
Okay.
Number 9.
Not
In
royalties.
which 2 ways-
Royalties.
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 Okay.
Number 9. In which 2 ways will the workings of the new card be more transparent than those of the House of Lords?
So they are going to talk about transparency. Okay. Number 10.
Which UK university did Lady Hall graduate from?
Probably Hale. Isn't it Hale?
Hale, sorry.
Thomas?
Sorry.
Graduate from.
See,
Okay.
Lady Hale.
Now we are going to listen. Hale.
Hale,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. Let's see the new share. Okay, that's okay. So now listen to it.
Higher is a global legal English examination. There are 3 sections in this listening examination. Listen to each section and write your answers on the answer sheet. Examination paper 3, section 1. You are going to listen to a professor of law speaking to a group of law students. You will hear the conversation twice. You now have 1 minute to read the questions before you listen.
And the minute goes on.
Reminds me of the presidential debate in 2019. I want a minute to be in silence.
Okay. Ah, that person, yes.
Quiero que pasen los 30 segundos en silencio.
En honor de no sé quién, dijo. Cri, cri.
No se ríe.
Están estudiando, Tomás.
Estamos leyendo.
¿Y del audio?
We are
Bueno,
concentrate. We are concentrate.
Yes,
Hay
but
que silenciarlo. Ahí está, muteado.
The listening will start now.
Good morning, everyone. The purpose of this seminar is to look in more detail at the constitutional reforms you heard about last week in your lecture with Professor Turner. As you know, all first-year law students are required to study the English legal system in some depth. Those of you who began to study law in 2009 are having an interesting time of it, as you're looking at the legal system at a time of great change. The main reform I want to focus on today is the creation of the new UK Supreme Court. However, my first question is this. Which politician was the driving force behind the current reform of the English legal system? Who gets the blame or the praise for changing the system, depending on how it all works out?
I'm pretty sure it was Tony Blair. When he became Prime Minister, he introduced a whole series of reforms to the legal system. Professor Turner told us the focus of change is on the civil courts rather than on the criminal courts.
That's correct. Mr. Blair's ultimately responsible for all the changes we've seen in the civil court system over the past few years. It's all part of a plan to make the court system faster, cheaper, and easier for lay people to understand. So far, I must say, it seems to be working. It's not unusual these days for a claim to go through the courts in a matter of months rather than years. And the court paperwork is all so much easier to make out now that it's all in plain, uncomplicated language. Dropping the Latin from legal documents was a good starting point. And most of the old, outdated English language that intimidated people has gone as well.
I agree completely with the reforms of the civil court system on a practical level. I can see that it's better to have the civil courts operate in a much faster and cheaper way. What I don't agree with is the setting up of the Supreme Court. Hasn't the House of Lords been the highest court in the land for around 200 years? That should never have been changed, in my opinion.
A lot of people agree with you. The House of Lords has actually been the highest court in the UK legal system since 1876, and it's well known throughout the world in this role. However, the final appeal hearings of the House of Lords took place on the 30th of July 2009, and the judicial role of the House as the highest appeal court in the UK finally came to an end. From the 1st of October 2009, the new Supreme Court of the United Kingdom assumed jurisdiction on points of law for all civil law cases in the UK and all criminal cases in England and Wales and Northern Ireland.
Well, I think it's a good thing. A democracy is meant to have a separation of powers. You can't have the same people voting on the creation of new laws and later ruling on those laws as judges. It makes complete sense to have total separation.
I see what you're saying. It's just such a pity. The House of Lords is world famous as the highest English court. All the old traditions seem to be going.
Well, we've organised for all our students to visit the Supreme Court in December, so you can reserve final judgment until then. In the meantime, I'd like to look at one of the last cases in the Lords, the case of Matthew Fisher and his fight for royalties from the profits made from a popular song. Has anyone read the case?
I have.
I have as well. The details were published in the Times last week.
Could you give a brief outline of the case?
I think so. Matthew Fisher was in a band in the 60s. I've never heard of them. The band's name was Procol Harum, and they had a song called A Whiter Shade of Pale that made millions for the band and the record company. Matthew Fisher claimed to have written a lot of the song in the 1960s, but he said he'd never been paid for it. He claimed royalties years later. and in 2006, the High Court awarded him 40% royalties from the date of bringing the action.
Well remembered. That's it in a nutshell. And why did the case end up before the Lords?
Because the decision of the High Court was overturned a couple of years later by the Courts of Appeal. It ruled that Matthew Fisher had waited too long to make his claim. He waited nearly 40 years, and the Court of Appeal accepted the argument that this was too long and his entitlement to royalties had lapsed. So he appealed to the highest court, the Lords.
Precisely. And the Lord's decision?
They upheld his right to damages, plus an entitlement to a share in future royalties from the song. He won.
He did indeed. And awarding Mr. Fisher his royalties was one of the last decisions of the House of Lords. Appeals of that kind will now fall within the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court.
Is there really that much new about the Supreme Court, though? Isn't it just the same people working in a different building?
Not really. It's the separation of powers that's the important thing. That really is a huge difference in the Constitution and in the legal system as a whole. And there'll be a lot more transparency. Firstly, many hearings will be broadcast, as television cameras have been fitted in the new court building. I'm sure a lot of people weren't even sure where the House of Lords was in its judicial role. Secondly, the new building will have lots of visitors. All hearings are open to the public.
And how many judges are there in the Supreme Court?
12. They'll each have the title Justice of the Supreme Court. Some things haven't changed though. From the 12 new justices, it seems there's only one woman. Lady Hale was the UK's first Lord of Appeal, and now she's the first woman Justice of the Supreme Court.
So it's a reform up to a certain point, but we have just one woman in the new court. And I read that she's an Oxbridge graduate. Cambridge, they said on the BBC. Some things will never change.
Perhaps. You can make your feelings known about that when we visit the court in December. In the meantime, take a look at the court's website and learn what you can before we go. The website contains a lot of information that's useful to you, and you've an essay due in on this subject at the end of the month. Now, let's take a look at how the civil procedure rules have been affected by reform. I'll give you a few moments to read pages 15 and 16 of your legal system module books before we begin.
You will now hear the conversation again.
Good morning, everyone. The purpose of this seminar is to look in more detail at the constitutional reforms you heard about last week in your lecture with Professor Turner. As you know, all first-year law students are required to study the English legal system in some depth. Those of you who began to study law in 2009 are having an interesting time of it, as you're looking at the legal system at a time of great change. The main reform I want to focus on today is the creation of the new UK Supreme Court. However, my first question is this. Which politician was the driving force behind the current reform of the English legal system? Who gets the blame or the praise for changing the system, depending on how it all works out?
I'm pretty sure it was Tony Blair. When he became Prime Minister, he introduced a whole series of reforms to the legal system. Professor Turner told us the focus of change is on the civil courts rather than on the criminal courts.
That's correct. Mr. Blair's ultimately responsible for all the changes we've seen in the civil court system over the past few years. It's all part of a plan to make the court system faster, cheaper, and easier for lay people to understand. So far, I must say, it seems to be working. It's not unusual these days for a claim to go through the courts in a matter of months rather than years. And the court paperwork is all so much easier to make out now that it's all in plain, uncomplicated language. Dropping the Latin from legal documents was a good starting point. And most of the old, outdated English language that intimidated people has gone as well.
I agree completely with the reforms of the civil court system on a practical level. I can see that it's better to have the civil courts operate in a much faster and cheaper way. What I don't agree with is the setting up of the Supreme Court. Hasn't the House of Lords been the highest court in the land for around 200 years? That should never have been changed, in my opinion.
A lot of people agree with you. The House of Lords has actually been the highest court in the UK legal system since 1876, and it's well known throughout the world in this role. However, the final appeal hearings of the House of Lords took place on the 30th of July 2009, and the judicial role of the House as the highest appeal court in the UK finally came to an end. From the 1st of October 2009, the new Supreme Court of the United Kingdom assumed jurisdiction on points of law for all civil law cases in the UK and all criminal cases in England and Wales and Northern Ireland.
Well, I think it's a good thing. A democracy is meant to have a separation of powers. You can't have the same people voting on the creation of new laws and later ruling on those laws as judges. It makes complete sense to have total separation.
I see what you're saying. It's just such a pity. The House of Lords is world famous as the highest English court. All the old traditions seem to be going.
Well, we've organised for all our students to visit the Supreme Court in December, so you can reserve final judgment until then. In the meantime, I'd like to look at one of the last cases in the Lords, the case of Matthew Fisher and his fight for royalties from the profits made from a popular song. Has anyone read the case?
I have.
I have as well. The details were published in the Times last week.
Could you give a brief outline of the case?
Esa de las
I
Frozen.
think so. Matthew Fisher was
Because
in a
I can't
band
see
in the
anyone.
60s. I've never heard of them. The band's name was Procol Harum, and they had a song called A Whiter Shade of Pale that made millions for the band and the record company. Matthew Fisher claimed to have written a lot of the song in the 1960s, but he said he'd never been paid for it. He claimed royalties years later, and in 2006, the High Court awarded him 40% royalties from the date of bringing the action.
Well remembered. That's it in a nutshell. And why did the case end up before the Lords?
Because the decision of the High Court was overturned a couple of years later by the Courts of Appeal. It ruled that Matthew Fisher had waited too long to make his claim. He waited nearly 40 years, and the Court of Appeal accepted the argument that this was too long and his entitlement to royalties had lapsed. So he appealed to the highest court,
Uy, no sé qué
the
pasó.
Lords.
Precisely.
No, no sé, yo en un momento no escuché nada y se
They
me sacó.
upheld his right to
Hola.
damages, plus an
Estamos.
entitlement to share in future royalties from the song. He won.
He did indeed. And awarding Mr. Fisher his royalties was one of the last decisions of the House of Lords. Appeals of that kind will now fall within the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court.
Is there really that much new about the Supreme Court, though? Isn't it just the same people working in a different building?
Not really. It's the separation of powers that's the important thing. That really is a huge difference in the Constitution and in the legal system as a whole. And there'll be a lot more transparency. Firstly, many hearings will be broadcast, as television cameras have been fitted in the new court building. I'm sure a lot of people weren't even sure where the House of Lords was in its judicial role. Secondly, the new building will have lots of visitors. All hearings are open to the public.
And how many judges are there in the Supreme Court?
12. They'll each have the title Justice of the Supreme Court. Some things haven't changed, though. From the 12 new justices, it seems there's only one woman. Lady Hale was the UK's first Lord of